Welcome to the Shreveport Connection with Tommy. This video is on your Impact Wrestling pay-per-view results, even though it's not TNA. It's GFW now. You got the results and spoilers for the month of May, possibly for the first part of June. Aired live on pay-per-view on the Fight TV from Orlando, Florida at Universal Studios. The video opened the show. We got 3 more replays of Sami Callihan striking Eddie Edwards with a baseball bat, along with a lot of other clips and brief comments from various wrestlers. And we go to Josh Matthews and Don Callis were on commentary. Match number 1, Drago versus Aerostar. Matthews noted that the premiere date for the upcoming season of Lucha Underground on El Rey Network. This is, I think, GFW versus Lucha Underground matches here. Drago performed an early flip dive. Aerostar came back with a great springboard plancha. Drago performing a hangman's DDT for a 2 count at 7 minutes 45 seconds in. Aerostar performed the top rope, and the fans sang Ole. Aerostar performed the cutter at 11 minutes 10 seconds, then slipped as he was going for a move off the ropes. He landed on his feet. He came back with a springboard code breaker and got the pinfall, as Aerostar defeated Drago in 11 minutes 45 seconds. Matthews and Callis were then shown at their desk on the stage. Matthews called Callis a golden announcer, and then Callis said fans have been begging for him to be in this role. Callis predicted that LAX would retain the tag team titles because they are the team facing 2 single wrestlers. Matthews threw to a video package on the tag team title match, but footage of him ending his partnership with Matt Seidel aired. Both men agreed that Seidel could do it on his own. They cut back to Matthews, who said he didn't know that it was tape. And Callis called Matthews disingenuous after watching the footage. Matthews set up the tag title match video package, which aired this time. Footage aired from the LAX clubhouse with Santana and Ortiz playing dominoes. Santana took a seat in Conan's chair since he wasn't there. Santana got a phone call after some buffering issues. On Fight TV, it was evident that Conan would not be at ringside for the tag title match. Match number 2, LAX with Santana and Ortiz versus Eli Drake and Scott Steiner for the Impact Wrestling tag titles. Broadcast team played up the question of who attacked Conan and prevented him from being at ringside. Drake did the early selling, and Steiner checked in for some small spurts of offense, including top rope Frankensteiner at 6 minutes 10 seconds. Callis and Steiner hadn't performed the move in over 5 years. Callis said Steiner put Santana in a Steiner recliner, but Ortiz broke it up with a kick. Drake went for a superplex on Santana, who blocked it. Santana dove onto Steiner on the floor. In the ring, Drake hit the gravy train on Ortiz and pinned him clean. Eli and Scott beat LAX in 6 minutes 55 seconds to win your Impact Wrestling tag titles. I'll show you pictures later in the video of some of it. Pentagon Jr. then checked in to Taji Ishimori versus Desmond Xavier versus El Hijo del Fantasma versus Brian Cage versus DJZ versus Trevor Lee in a 6-way dance match. Matthews noted that the two men were legal and the match was being fought under Lucha rules, meaning if one of the legal wrestlers went to ringside, then another one could replace him at any time. A graphic was then shown as Matthews touted the season premiere of Lucha Underground for June the 13th. Cage checked in for the match for the first time, roughly 6 minutes in, and worked over Lee. Cage then came up with a bloody nose after working over Lee. He worked over the other men and then went for a second rope moonsault and then slipped. Cage got up and hit the move on Phantasma for a 2 count. Other wrestlers got the better of Cage, back ganging up on him. He returned to the ring and set up Xavier for his finisher and then just held him there until Phantasma kicked him. Page and Xavier on his shoulders. When Phantasma leapt off the ropes at him, Cage caught Phantasma and performed a fallaway slam with Xavier on his shoulders. Later, Zima performed a top rope Hurricane Rana on Phantasma and covered him. But Lee broke up the pinfall. Well, at 12 minutes 25 seconds, Page performed a discus clothesline on Lee, who got tangled up with him while trying to sell that he was turned inside out. Moments later, Cage hit his finisher on Xavier and pinned him. Cage defeated the other guys in a six-way dance in 12 minutes 45 seconds. Mackenzie Mitchell interviewed Allie on the interview set. She spoke about proving herself and doing it again when she beat Su Yung. She said she thought she could trust Braxton Sutter, but he only cared about himself. Allie said she is fighting for herself and to keep her knockout championship. An ad aired for a Gail Kim collection that the company is selling. Taya Valkyrie versus Kara Hogan was up next as Matt Matthews asked Callis who needs to win more. Callis said Valkyrie was coming off a tough match, and this is her get-right match. Tessa Blanchard walked out during the match and joined the broadcast team. She said the women in the ring were good, but they're not as good as her. Matthews asked Blanchard about fans being bothered by her personality on social media. She just spoke more about being the best and added that Impact needs her. Valkyrie dominated with offense, while Blanchard said she is the real royalty, not Valkyrie, who bills herself as Lucha royalty. Hogan came back and got a 2 count. Valkyrie came back and hit the road to Valhalla for the win. Taya defeated Kara in 8 minutes and 5 seconds. Backstage segment with Mitchell interviewing Petey Pump Williams. Don't think he's going with a Petey Pump anymore. Just Petey Williams, who spoke about cashing in his Feast or Fire briefcase for the X Division title shot. A video package set up X Division title match. Match number 5, Matt Seidel versus Petey Williams for the X Division championship. At 8 minutes in, Williams applied a sharpshooter, but Williams grabbed the bottom rope to break the hold. Seidel came back with a shooting star press, but Williams put his knees up. Williams followed up at 10 minutes in with a Canadian Destroyer. Seidel rolled to ringside after taking the move, while the broadcast team spoke about how that saved him from being pinned. Williams then rolled Seidel back inside the ring and tried to hit the Canadian Destroyer from the ropes, but Seidel held on to the ropes. Williams avoided shooting star press, but Seidel came back moments later and scored the clean pin. As Matt Seidel, the former Evan Bourne, defeated Petey Williams in 11 minutes 35 seconds to retain the X Division championship. Then Mitchell interviewed Moose, Eddie Edwards, and Tommy Dreamer backstage. Edwards started to talk, but Moose cut him off and said all 3,000 of his NFL plays were like a hardcore match. Dreamer spoke about being united in the love of pro wrestling. He said OVE stands for everything he hates. And Dreamer said Edwards will have his redemption. A video package set up the 6-man tag match. Moose, Eddie Edwards, and Tommy Dreamer versus Sammy Callahan, Jake Christ, and Dave Christ in a House of Hardcore rules match. The broadcast team explained that HOH rules are essentially that there are no rules. The crowd came to life and chanted for Dreamer. Tables and chairs were introduced early on with a trash can, a kendo stick, and other weapons. A heel trio took offensive control and set up 2 tables on the floor. Well, there was a wild spot when Dave put Edwards on his shoulders, then Callahan put Jake on his shoulders, which led to Jake performing a cutter on Edwards onto some chairs. At 7 minutes 20 seconds in, Dreamer performed a Death Valley driver that put Callahan through a table that was leaned up against the barricade. Dave poured a bag of thumbtacks in one corner of the ring and set up Edwards for a superplex. Moose broke that up and put Dave on his shoulders. Then Edwards performed a Boston Knee Party, which drove Dave onto the tacks in the ring. Later on, Callahan gouged the eyes of Edwards in the ring and ended up getting in their fault. Callahan then introduced a baseball bat. Then Dreamer introduced a barbed wire bat. Callahan low-blowed and pinned Dreamer to win the match for his team. So Callahan, Chris Brothers defeated Moose, Eddie Edwards, and Tommy Dreamer in the House of Hardcore rules match in 11 minutes. Afterwards, Edwards taped Callahan to the top rope. Callahan spat in his face. Then Edwards kicked him low and then struck him several times with a kendo stick. The referee tried to get involved, but Edwards struck him too. Dreamer tried to talk to Edwards, who shoved him and then hit Callahan again. Eddie's wife, Alicia, ran out and grabbed his arm. Edwards spun around and hit his wife with a kendo stick. Then immediately saw dismay. The medical team entered the ring to treat Alicia, as Callahan was shown hanging from the ropes and was a bloody mess. Pre-tape promo with Phoenix speaking English and saying he would become the new world champion. Global Wrestling Network ad aired. Mitchell interviewed Austin Aries on the interview set. He spoke about facing two of the most well-respected wrestlers in the world. He said he got a taste of what they are all about in New Orleans and that they are world-class, but they are not world champions. Aries held up the title and said the power is in his hands and he wasn't going to let them take it from him. Aries mentioned that he could lose the title without even being pinned or submitted. He said it's especially concerning given that his opponents are brothers. A video package set up the Knockout Championship match, Ali versus Su Yung with Braxton Sutter for the Knockout title. Sutter and Ali bickered for the belt, and Young used a distraction to cheap shot Ali to start the match. Young dominated the opening minutes and then took out and put a blood-covered rubber glove on as Ali caught her with a code breaker, then gave each other running uppercuts in the corner. The uppercut train. And then Ali performed a DDT that drove Young's face into the middle turnbuckle. Ali then superkicked Young at 6 minutes 40 seconds in, and as Sutter distracted the referee from making the count, Ali punched Sutter off the ropes. Young hit Ali from behind and set up her panic switch finisher, but Ali countered into a roll-up for the win. Ali defeated Su Yung in 7 minutes 15 seconds to retain the Knockouts title. After the match, Sutter took the mic and said it was bad, but he could fix it. Sutter got down on his knees and told Young that he loved her and then asked her to marry him. Fans chanted no, and Young caressed his face before spraying mist into his eyes. Young used the gloves she pulled out earlier to apply a mandible claw on Sutter. Broadcast team then recapped some of the previous matches as Matthews set up a video package that hyped Slammiversary pay-per-view for July 22nd in Toronto, Ontario at the Rebel Complex. And didn't they steal that from TNA? GFW, Global Force Wrestling. A video package set up the main event, Austin Aries versus Pentagon Jr. versus Phoenix in a triple threat for the Impact World title. The wrestlers made their entrances and Mackenzie Mitchell delivered in-ring introductions for the title match. The referee held up the new Impact World title belt. All of the belts are new. It appears the awful Grand Championship is history. With Aries down the ringside, Phoenix sold rib pain while Pentagon tried to pick him up. Phoenix sprang to life and worked over Pentagon and performed a nice sit-out muscle buster for a 2 count at 11 minutes 15 seconds in. Aries returned a minute later and blasted Pentagon with a rolling elbow. They fought on the ring apron. Aries ended up back in the ring and performed a neck breaker through the ropes at 13 minutes 5 seconds in. Phoenix ran and leapt off the steps, but his brother caught him with a kick. Aries went for a suicide dive, but Pentagon caught him. Moments later, Aries launched Pentagon into the front row. Aries rolled both men back inside the ring and then performed a 450 splash onto both men, which led to a 2 count at 14 minutes 20 seconds. Aries performed running drop kicks on both opponents who were in opposite corners. Aries went for a brainbuster on Phoenix, who slipped out. Aries took super kicks from both opponents. Pentagon hit Phoenix with a super kick and then put him in a gory special before picking up Aries and performing a package pile jobber while also slamming his brother. Pentagon followed up, wrenching on the arm of Aries and snapping it before hitting him with a Pentagon driver and pinning him. So Pentagon Jr. defeated Austin Aries and Phoenix in 16 minutes and 20 seconds to win the Impact World Championship. Afterwards, Pentagon Jr. and Phoenix hugged. Broadcast team recapped highlights from the match to close the show. Full credit goes to Jason Powell on ProWrestling.net for those actions. Impact Wrestling started to build out of their Redemption pay-per-view on Monday, the first night of their second taping, under the direction of Don Callis and Scott D'Amore. Their show Sunday got high marks, including from a reporter, Kyle Decker, and Impact looked to continue that momentum this week in Orlando. Results are compiled from a variety of live reports, including Twitter accounts and fans who were at Universal Studios, like the Rogue Fan and Jacob Cohen, mostly Jacob Cohen, which are subject to a couple of levels of interpretation and final prediction of the material for airing in my videos, usually context, reading it. So take it with a grain of salt. That's all I'm saying. Still, the big matches, winners, losers, and story beats are all here. Filmed on April 23rd, Rohit Raju defeated Suicide for an explosion match. Eli Drake and Scott Steiner defeated LAX to regain the Impact Tag Team titles. To retain, since they won them at the pay-per-view. Steiner makes a joke afterwards about Conan not being here because there was a sale on burritos at Taco Bell. Not sure if that will air for TV or just a live crowd. Drake reminds us that he can cash in his Feast or Fire briefcase on the world champ whenever he wants. That brings out A Double. Arm in a sling and still carrying his Grand Championship, who says his is the most important belt on Impact because he's got it. He's coming to get his other belt back from whoever is world champ. New Impact champ Pentagon Jr. comes out to that cue. He had A Double get jumped by Drake and Steiner, but fight them off. Aries and Penta stare each other down in that segment. Allie defeated Taya Valkyrie to retain the knockout title. A legion of undead brides bring a casket to ringside. Lights go out and Sue Young attacks Allie. Lights go out again and Rosemary is there to stand up to Sue. Darkness again and Young is gone. Brian Cage defeated Trevor Lee by pinfall. Eddie Edwards cut an in-ring promo about having put Sami Callihan in a hospital. He plans to send OVE there too. He calls out the Chris brothers, saying he'll drive to Ohio and put their wives in the hospital if they don't show up. Sami appears on the big screen. He's wearing a patient's gown and looking for Alicia Edwards, also inadvertently sent to the hospital by Eddie. He finds her sleeping in a bed, and Eddie races out of the Impact Zone to get to the scene. Moose defeated Braxton Sutter. He cut a promo saying he's coming for Pentagon Jr.'s title. Matt Seidel defeated Taji Ishimori to retain the X-Division Championship. Eli Drake is back, saying he gave Steiner the week off. He tells Penta he has 1 week before he's cashing in. The Impact World Champ comes out for a stare-down. DJZ, Andrew Everett, and Desmond Xavier defeated Drago, Aerostar, El Hijo del Fantasma in a Lucha Libre rules match. OVE defeated KM and Fallah Bahh. Rosemary versus Sue Young was announced but never started, as Sue took out Rosemary before the bell and called out the undead brides, Allie to the rescue, but she's overtaken by the brides. Young spits mist in Rosemary's face, then DVDs her off the stage through a table. Sue and her crew put Rosemary in a casket while Allie looks on, distraught. Pentagon Jr. defeated Eli Drake to retain the world title, as A Double was on commentary for that match. That ended that taping that night. Taped on April 24th, thanks to Mr. Jacob Cohen on Twitter. Austin Aries defeated Pentagon Jr. to regain his Impact Wrestling World Championship at the tapings in Orlando. Pentagon Jr. had just won the title this past Sunday's Impact Wrestling Redemption pay-per-view. The match between Aries and Pentagon Jr. originally ended in a double count-out. Aries said that there needed to be a decisive winner, and the match was restarted. It ended in a double count-out. But Pentagon Jr. cut a promo in Spanish, and the match was restarted yet again. Aries ended up winning the match and the championship this time around. Well, looked at like 2 out of 3 falls match. Also on this set of tapings, Sue Young with the Legion of Undead Bridesmaids defeated Allie in her last rights match to win the Knockout Championship at this night's Impact Wrestling tapings in Orlando. Another title change saw DJZ and Andrew Everett defeat Eli Drake and Scott Steiner to become your new Impact World Tag Team Champions. Drake and Steiner just won the titles from LAX on Sunday's Impact Redemption pay-per-view. All 3 of the title matches should sometime on May 3rd, May 10th, or May 17th Impact episodes. I'm reading you all the matches that have been posted. And now showing you photos of all the title changes and what have you. Pictures and what have you. And lastly, taped on April 25th, thanks to Mr. Jacob Cohen again on Twitter for following Impact Wrestling spoilers from Wednesday's tapings in Orlando. These should air this Thursday, May 10th. This Thursday, along with May 10th, May 17th, and possibly May 24th. Petey Williams defeated Jake Crist in a match for Explosion. Eli Drake hosted a Fact of Life segment. Drake said he took care of the big problem in Big Papa Pump, Scott Steiner. He named the top 5 dummies in Impact. The fans, Austin Aries, management, the fans again, and Moose at number 1. Moose versus Drake was announced with the winner facing Aries at Slammiversary. Moose comes out and cuts a promo on Drake losing all his belts. Eli hits a cheap shot and leaves Moose laying. The LAX defeated Trevor Lee and Caleb Conley. Eddie Kingston has joined the LAX. Taya Valkyrie defeated Rebel. Taya takes the mic and welcomes Madison Rayne back to her kingdom. Taya says next week she will show Rayne why she is Lucha royalty and Knockouts royalty. Brian Cage defeated Desmond Xavier. Madison Rayne defeated Tessa Blanchard. Trevor Lee and Caleb Conley defeated KM and Fallah Bahh when Bahh accidentally hit a Samoan drop on KM. After the match, KM pushed Bahh down and says he will always be a loser. Katrina Lay defeated Scarlett Bordeaux in a match for Explosion. Brian Cage defeated Rohit Raju. Ex-division champion Matt Seidel came out and says Cage has strength, but when Seidel looks through his third eye, he sees inner weakness. Seidel can make Cage the strongest he's ever been. All Cage has to do is forego his X-Division title shot. Cage drops Seidel with F5. What's he doing? Still a Brock Lesnar's move? Impact Tag Team Champions DJZ and Andrew Everett defeated Aerostar and Drago. Aerostar was injured during the match. After the match, Sanjay Dutt, Taya Valkyrie, and Scott D'Amore came out to check on Aerostar in the ring. He was helped to the back. Moose defeated Congo Kong. Eli Drake defeated Scott Steiner. X-Division Champion Matt Seidel retained over El Hijo del Fantasma. And Grado defeated Rohit Raju in a match for Explosion to end your tapings for this week. At least posted until the 25th. That's again. Peace out. See you one of you. If you don't know, just call me, brothers and sisters. Posted late on the 26th, thanks to at Zero Win Disney for the following Impact spoilers from Thursday's taping in Orlando on the 26th of April 2018. It was noted that a lot of matches and segments were taped out of order, but they should air on Thursday, May 24th, and Thursday, May 31st, and possibly Thursday, May 17th. Spoilers from Monday's tapings, Tuesdays, and Wednesdays or earlier. I'm adding this to my prior video. So here's the results. Grado with Katrina Lay defeated Caleb Conley with Trevor Lee in a match for Explosion. Colt of Lee healed on the child ring announcer before the match. El Hijo del Fantasma defeated Jake Crist with Dave Crist. After the match, Dave attacked Fantasma and Fantasma fought off OVE until Sami Callihan ran down with a baseball bat, laying out Fantasma. OVE unstrapped Fantasma's mask to take it off, but the lights went off, and out came Pentagon Jr. to make the save. Pentagon cleared the ring of OVE and stared down Sami, who ran away to the back. Fantasma and Pentagon celebrated. Grado with Katrina Lee versus Eddie Edwards never began as Eddie hit Grado with a kendo stick and threatened Katrina to leave. Eddie said he had Sami Callihan beaten, bloodied, and finally was going to kill Sami, ending him once and for all. But Sami ruined it. Eddie says Sami has everyone fooled and he wants to expose him as a fraud. Eddie called Tommy Dreamer, telling him to get his fat butt down here. Dreamer came out to be the voice of reason to the insane Edwards. Edwards asked Tommy if he would change anything he did. Tommy says he's a hypocrite. Eddie asks why. Dreamer won't let him, and Tommy tell him to move on. Tommy says Eddie and his wife, Alicia, haven't talked in a week. Eddie asks Dreamer how he knows that. Dreamer is threatened. Eddie gets knocked down But Eddie came back and came Dreamer, then left. LAX with Eddie Kingston defeated DJZ and Andrew Everett to become the new Impact Tag Team Champions. Ortiz pinned Everett after a street sweeper to win. LAX celebrating in the crowd with the titles. KM came out with a mic and says he tried to take Follow Ba under his wing. He goes on and says he is bigger than Impact and the company needs to change its name to K-Impact Wrestling. This is all about KM. He calls Follow to the ring. Follow comes out with a piece of paper and says bye-bye before leaving. KM reads the paper and it says, KM, you say you friend Ba, but you still act bully Ba. You still need to grow up, Ba. You don't need fight Ba. You stand by wrestler Ba? Yes or no, no, no. KM thinks his opponent is Richard Justice, but out comes Scott Steiner instead. And that match is on. Scott Steiner defeated KM with a Steiner recliner. Madison Rayne defeated Taya Valkyrie with the raindrop. Rayne took the mic after the match and says it's exciting to come back home to Impact Zone. She wasn't going to return as an in-ring competitor, but moments are meant to be capitalized on. Rayne says she's created career moments for herself with recent wins over Tessa Blanchard and now Taya. She says Impact promised her one more opportunity to make a moment for herself if she defeated Taya. A moment for her and her daughter. Everyone who supported her, Rayne announced that she will slay the undead bride and become a 6-time knockout champion at Slammiversary. Laughter is heard from knockout champion Su Yung, but no one is there. Madison leaves to the back. X-Division champion Matt Seidel retained over Brian Cage by countout. Congo Kong and Jimmy Jacobs came out during the match to distract Cage. Congo set Cage into the steel ring steps and Cage was counted out. Kong and Jacobs celebrated with Seidel after the match, revealing a new stable, so it appears. Tessa Blanchard defeated Kira Hogan in a no disqualification match. Tessa hit a full Nelson spun into a facebuster on an open steel chair to get the pinfall. Devin Xavier defeated Petey Williams. They shook hands after the match, which was said to be fantastic. Pentagon Jr. and El Hijo del Fantasma defeated OVE with Sami Callihan. Pentagon hit the Pentagon driver on Jake Crist to get the pin. After the match, Sami attacked Pentagon with a baseball bat and also hit Phantasma for good measure. Pentagon went to stamp Jake's arm, but was hit by the bat from Sami. Sami beat Pentagon and threatened to unmask him. Phantasma made a delayed save with a steel chair, chasing OVE up the ramp. Knockout champion Su Yung defeated the returning Diamante with the LAX. Diamante received a huge welcome back chant. She also botched a spot from the top rope at one point, but continued the match. Sue hit the panic switch to get the win. Diamante was shaken up, but immediately went back to working the match after the botch. Katrina Lay defeated Alicia in a match for Explosion. Katrina sent Grado to the back as soon as the match started, but he still came back out. Katrina won with a Uranagi backbreaker. Grado's music played and they celebrated together. Eli Drake defeated Paula Ba with a springboard moonsault in a match for Explosion. Drake took the mic and said, "This is his house. He runs the place." Eli is in a giving mood and wants to give cheesecake to the fans, but they get nothing. Eli tells the truth when he lies. He puts over Fala and gives him cheesecake. Fala eats some until Eli shows the cake in his face. Fala hits a belly-to-belly suplex and a bonsai drop as he ate cake off his face. Fala then rubbed cake in Drake's face and went for another bonsai drop, but Drake retreated. And that concluded the tapings for this week. Well, now that concludes my videos. Spoilers for Impact for this month and May. Thanks again. Peace out. See you, Wambia. If you don't know, just call me, brothers and sisters.